General Hospital shocker. Michael marries Sasha after the hearing ends. Port Charles stunned as old flames ignite. Port Charles has never been short on jaw-dropping moments, but nothing could have prepared residents or viewers for what unfolded after the courthouse showdown this week. As the custody battle surrounding Wiley Corinthos reached its emotional climax, the aftermath sent shockwaves across the town. In a twist no one saw coming, Michael Corinthos did something impulsive, romantic, and deeply revealing. He married Sasha Gilmore. Yes, you read that correctly. After months of distance, buried emotions, and unresolved tension, Michael and Sasha stood before a justice of the peace and tied the knot just hours after the judge rendered the final decision on Wiley's custody. But how did this whirlwind reunion and shocking marriage come to pass? And what does it mean for Willow, Nina, Sonny, and the power dynamic of Port Charles? Let's unpack the drama, deception, heartbreak, and passion that brought us to this staggering moment. The courthouse was packed with familiar faces: Carly, Willow, Sonny, Nina, Drew, Brooklyn, and more, as the custody battle over Wiley Corinthos came to a bitter end. Tensions were sky-high. Nina, still reeling from public revelations of her alliance with Brennan and her role in endangering Christina, found herself at the center of a storm. Despite her attempts to appear composed, Willow's testimony cut deep. With composure and strength, Willow delivered a final, heartfelt statement to the judge, affirming that she wanted Wiley raised in a home filled with truth, safety, and peace, not chaos, secrets, and manipulation. Michael stood by her side, supportive and steadfast, yet something in his eyes betrayed the emotional turmoil simmering beneath the surface. In the end, the judge ruled in favor of Michael and Willow retaining sole custody, limiting Nina's access to supervised monthly visits pending further evaluation. It was a massive blow to Nina, and a bittersweet victory for Michael and Willow. But victory didn't bring happiness. As the hearing concluded and the crowd dispersed, Willow stunned everyone by announcing that she was stepping away from her marriage and from Port Charles. "Michael, we fought hard for Wiley. But somewhere in this war, I lost myself, and I think we both know we've grown apart," she said with tears in her eyes. Though respectful and calm, Willow's words hit Michael like a dagger. She explained that she needed time away, possibly in Europe, to reset, to find herself beyond the roles of mother and martyr. And in a moment of quiet acceptance, Michael nodded, embracing her with gratitude and sorrow. But someone else had stayed behind to witness it all. Sasha Gilmore had arrived quietly that morning, hoping to lend support to Michael. Their past was layered: love, betrayal, sacrifice. Sasha's fake affair with Chase still lingered in both their memories, but so did something deeper, the connection that never truly faded. She had kept her distance for months, focusing on her recovery, helping deception rebound, and carving out a new life for herself. But as Sasha watched Michael stand silently in the hallway, reeling from Willow's departure, she stepped forward. "You're not alone, Michael," she said gently. "You've never been." Those 6 words cracked open a door neither of them expected. What followed was a long walk through Port Charles, a walk that would change everything. Their conversation that afternoon was drenched in nostalgia and catharsis. They wandered past old haunts: Rice Park, the Metro Court Gardens, the bridge. Sasha confessed that she often thought about their time together, not with regret, but with gratitude. Michael opened up too. He told her he never resented her for what she did with Chase, that in his heart, he always knew she was protecting Willow and Wiley. The weight of the past seemed to lift as they spoke, laughed, even cried. Then, somewhere between their conversation about what-ifs and could-have-beens, Sasha whispered, "We still have a chance, don't we?" Michael didn't answer right away. Instead, he took her hand, brought it to his chest, and said, "Let's stop wasting time." Within hours, Michael made arrangements. At first, Sasha thought he was joking. "You want to marry me today?" she asked with disbelief and laughter. "Yes," he said plainly, "before I lose you again." And just like that, they headed to City Hall. Brooklyn, who had been nearby at the Quartermain estate, rushed over with a dress Sasha had once worn to a deception gala. Dante arrived to support his brother. Maxie streamed the event quietly to Carly and Donna, who were still recovering from the courtroom chaos. No one expected it, and that was exactly the point. In a simple, intimate ceremony, without extravagance or pomp, Michael and Sasha said their vows. Sasha's voice trembled as she spoke. "Michael, you've seen me at my worst and still treated me with kindness. You gave me love when I didn't think I deserved it. I vow to never run from you again. I want to build something real. With you, with Wiley, with whatever comes next." Michael's words were just as stirring. "Sasha, I thought I lost you forever. But here you are, stronger, wiser, more beautiful than ever. I don't want to wait. I don't want to pretend. I love you, and this time, I'm not letting you go." As they exchanged rings, simple gold bands chosen minutes before, the air in the room changed. There was no audience applause. No photographers. Just a quiet sense of completion. The news spread like wildfire. Willow learned of the marriage just as she arrived at the airport. She stared blankly at the notification before whispering, "Good for them," with a surprising calm. Was it closure? Or simply shock? Carly, meanwhile, was stunned, but quickly came around. "Sasha's family now," she told Olivia over espresso. "She suffered more than most. Maybe this is her second chance." Sonny didn't react as warmly. Rumor has it he cornered Michael at the gym the next morning, asking pointed questions about whether the marriage was about love or strategy. Nina's reaction, however, was explosive. After losing both Willow and Wiley in court, the news of Sasha marrying into full-time stepmother status sent her spiraling. "She was my daughter-in-law for 10 minutes, and now she's raising my grandson?" Nina allegedly shouted at Ava, smashing a glass in the Metro Court suite. Brooklyn and Maxie, on the other hand, were thrilled. They've already begun planning a reception at the Quartermain estate, despite Michael's insistence on keeping things loco. Of course, not everything is sunshine and roses. There are deep complications beneath the surface. For starters, Sasha's recovery, though remarkable, is still fragile. And Michael's trust issues, particularly after all he's faced with family betrayal and business power struggles, could pose a long-term threat to their harmony. Plus, Valentine Cassidy's quiet interest in Deception's future could put Sasha right back in the crosshairs of a corporate war, and Michael by extension. Not to mention, Nina isn't going to sit back quietly. She's already hinted at contesting visitation rights through a new legal channel. But for now, the newlyweds are choosing joy. The morning after the wedding, Sasha shared breakfast with Wiley. They played with puzzles, talked about horses, and enjoyed pancakes shaped like dinosaurs. Before he left for school, she knelt down and said, "I'm not trying to replace anyone. I'm just here to love you with my whole heart. I promise." Michael stood nearby, watching, his expression filled with emotion. This was the family he'd been chasing for years. Not perfection, but peace. The future is uncertain, but for the first time in a long time, Michael and Sasha have chosen each other, fully, openly, and fearlessly. There are rumors of a Quartermain Corinthos charity gala, where they'll debut as a couple. Others say that Sasha will spearhead a new Deception campaign focused on resilience and rebirth, inspired by her journey. And there's whispered talk that Sasha may be ready to consider expanding their family, though after her tragic past, she's understandably cautious. Michael, meanwhile, is rumored to be pulling back from Yelku and turning his attention toward a new kind of legacy, one rooted in healing, family, and honesty. Could this marriage be the reset Port Charles so desperately needs? In a town like Port Charles, where betrayals bloom like wildflowers and secrets linger in every shadow, Michael and Sasha's sudden marriage feels like a miracle. Not because it was perfect, but because it was honest. It came not from strategy or survival, but from an unexpected truth. They still loved each other. As the dust settles and the town braces for the fallout, one thing is certain: Port Charles will never be the same.